Alright guys, so we're going to talk about photosynthesis and cellular respiration. This is Eco 1. We should have filled this out in class. This is more a video if you happen to be absent that day or if you just want to go over the material one last time, okay? So this is Eco 1. Unfortunately, I cannot write directly on this, so I've done is I've just copied and pasted the material over here, okay? So there are several major players in photosynthesis and cellular respiration. Now remember, you only needed to learn a couple things this unit, one being photosynthesis and the other being cellular respiration, all right? Two things. All right, so the major players, CO2, that's when you breathe out, CO2, that's going to be carbon dioxide, okay? Carbon dioxide. That C stands for carbon, that 2 stands for di, meaning 2, and oxide, of course, is oxygen. When you have H2O, you have a bottle of H2O, that's just bottled water. Oxygen gas, the gas that you breathe in is O2, okay, and that's another chemical that we need to know. There's something called C6H12O6. Now, if you have a candy bar, the first 3 letters of that candy bar are CHO, okay? And candy is full of, or chocolate rather, is full of sugar. And our most famous sugar that we've learned is glucose, okay? And then finally we have ATP, which is very important as energy for our cells. Kind of like how gas fuels your car so that it ends up running, ATP is going to be the energy that fuels your cells. All right, so photosynthesis is a chemical process. This is done in the chloroplasts of cells, okay? Now, not every single kingdom, okay, is going to have chloroplasts. There are only 3 kingdoms that have chloroplasts. The first one that we know of are plants, okay? You guys know that plants conduct photosynthesis inside their chloroplasts, which are in their leaves. But then there's a couple of other kingdoms that might have a few photosynthetic organisms, particularly protists and eubacteria. If we were to write out the chemical reaction of photosynthesis, it would be light energy, okay, carbon dioxide gas, water, you can't grow plants without water, and that's going to produce glucose, which is our C6H12O6, okay, as well as oxygen gas, a super important gas that we breathe. Our second reaction that we have to know is cellular respiration. This is a chemical process done in the mitochondria. Remember our mighty mitochondria, they provide energy for our cells. All your muscles, your tissue muscles, have a lot of mitochondria because what they're doing is they're going to take that glucose that plants made, so that's C6H12O6, and they're going to break it down using oxygen gas. So you breathe in oxygen gas. We do cellular respiration, right? And they're going to use that to get ATP, which is our energy. This is going to be the most important product of cellular respiration, okay? As well as carbon dioxide gas, which we breathe out, and H2O, okay? This is everything you need to know for photosynthesis and cellular respiration. If you guys could tell me, what are the reactants of photosynthesis? What are the products of cellular respiration? What are the products of photosynthesis? What are the reactants of cellular respiration? Where is all of this happening? Then that means that you guys know it for sure, okay? I recommend watching this video once or twice. I definitely recommend you guys knowing how to write these reactions from memory, okay? So write it 5 times each. Photosynthesis, light, carbon dioxide, water, glucose, oxygen, okay? 5 times. Then do cellular respiration, glucose, oxygen, ATP, CO2, water, 5 times, okay? If you're able to do that, then you should be all set.